dim the light. Just half a second to reset the scene. Let's go, everyone! Ho! Up here! He's awake! Mr. Sly's awake! Fresh sheets and pillowcases! Sweet in the air. His bed is awash with sweat. Mr. Sly spent another night in agony. The poor bugger gets no rest at all. If he's to die in his sleep, God will have to be on his toes.
He gets worse and worse.
Worse than you can imagine.
How can he bear it?
Here now, the man can't stand pity. Always give him your best fake smiles. The worse he looks, the better you'll act. The more you love him, the more you'll lie.
We do our best, Abel.
That we do. Now, finish up. I'll go fetch the old man off the toilet. After I remind him why he went. Good morning, Mr. Sly. Let me help you, sir. Easy, sir. Slowly. Slowly, sir.
Nice to see you up and about, Mr. Sly.
Good morning, Mr. Sly. Did you sleep well?
A pleasure to see you, sir.
Oh, thank you, dear people, thank you. How decent of you to try and cheer me. Where will I find such good help after I'm dead? Abel. Oh, what a night. My breath searing my lungs with pain, my fever bright enough to read by, and my legs, cramped up double like fire tongs.
Our prayers were with you, sir.
Our prayers are with you, sir.
All our prayers. Oh, you look wonderful, sir.
Oh, you are jewels, each of you. My real treasure, my only joy. And now, if you leave me, it's time for my morning suffering. Are they gone?
Gone. I pronounce you cured. I pronounce you well.
Well, me.
No one's better. No one's more fit.
I've got enough health to start another man. Catch me sick with a new day dawning. Oh, the bay shimmering like diamonds, the hills as green as cash, and the sun the color of gold. Oh, bright, glimmering, warming gold, the centerpiece of the sky. Gold, hiding and teasing under the ground. To find it, to fondle it, the best reason for living. To lie next to it in the earth, the only advantage of dying.
Oh, Abel, look. Look at those pathetic fools. Dumber than their donkeys.
They'll do anything for gold. Panhandler, miner, thief, they'll beg, burrow, or steal for it. Each one of them burning with a fine, high fever. Night brings no sleep. And they dream all day. Dream of gold. Only gold. God with an L. Gold. But I have no need to dream. Mine's come true. I already own what those simps below slobber and kill for. And my back has yet to bend. I have used only the muscle of my mind. For all I have gained by wit, using my own and what others lack of it. This is where gold belongs. Not in the sky above or the earth below, but here with me. For the sight of it, for the feel of it. Here where it serves the delightful double purpose of enriching me while depriving someone else. Hey, What is it? What's wrong? I detect a sudden, unseemly lack of greed.
Well, what I feel is pity, sir.
Pity? No man pities me.
Pity for the gold, jailed up in there.
And you, what would you do with it?
If I had the power, I'd give it wings.
Fool! You don't free gold.
You nurse it. You coddle it. You love it. Fondle a coin long enough, it begins to feel like skin. Polish your gold, it gets even golder. Well, Abel, are you saying that were I to leave you all of this in my will, a document for which I have no need, since it's only for people who are going to die, are you saying that you would get rid of it all?
Every bit, fast as I could, for the best of all possible uses. For women. Round, naked, pink, black, or yellow. 5 fine women, 1 for each limb. Drinks on Abel at every saloon and groggery in the Barbary Coast. The whole town with a hangover, courtesy of me. Oh, silk, silk. I'd have the worms working overtime. Silk underpants, silk shirts, silk hankies, 1 blow. And I'd give them to the orphans. 4 parties, 4 politicians, for pimps. I can only spend so much time with politicians. Travel, of course. Europe to start with. First, Paris, France, where I've heard they've yet to invent bloomers. Then on to England. A trip to London to let the Queen meet me. And finally, for servants. Wine swilling, gin guzzling, humble, lovable lackeys. Like me.
Ninny! No wonder you botched your life, buried yourself in debt. You never disturb them. You let them rest quietly, side by side. And as you do, you watch the show they buy. People fall out of trees. They crawl through the woodwork. They squeeze through the plumbing to offer you everything. Women appear in your linen. Merchants lend all the money you ask. Men doff their hats, even before you come around the corner. They need only smell it. But you mustn't let them have more than a whiff, these leeches. And they fall into your hands, soused on greed. Abel, for all the time that you have been with me, have you ever seen 1 coin escape this chest?
The traffic is all one way.
And do I live badly? My wine is as thick as my rugs. My silver is sterling. My glass rings crystal. My shirts are boiled in Hawaii and pressed in Canton.
No one lives better. You're a prince of luxury and lust.
Well, father was a stallion. I can't let him down.
Your reputation grows nightly.
Oh, how do people speak of me? Be brutally honest. I can take a compliment.
Everyone honors you, pays tribute, pays respect, pays courtesy.
Pays. My favorite verb. And why am I revered? First off, I let them know I'm rich. Eyeballs bulge. Then my sad story. No wife, no children. Tongues hit the floor. Finally, I let them in on the best part. I am ill, they learn. Hopelessly, mortally ill. Their sadness almost makes their seats moist. It's love at first sight. And all this merely by pretending to be at death's door.
The rumor is you won't live out the week.
Excellent rumor.
Best one I ever started.
First viper of the day. See who it is whose greed gets up in the sun.
It's Lawyer Craven.
Ah, Craven, the early bird who was also the worm. Oh, dying gives me such an appetite.
I told him to wait. We were changing your bed. Said you soiled it during the night.
Nice touch.
Let me stash these dainties. And put out our tinctures and our mixtures.
There's enough medicine there to make you sick.
A shawl.
Time to suffer once more. To sob and sigh, to moan.
And groan.
I know my business. You just get them ready. Set them alongside the stool. I'll milk them. Just let me get in my deathbed and we'll be open for business. Show him in. We'll have slaughtered lamb for breakfast.
Lawyer Craven.
Abel? How's he doing?
The end is in sight.
Yes, but when? My God, I've seen redwoods go quicker.
Soon enough, sir, soon enough. He's just a rattle away from death. Did you, bring the will so I can have him fill it out?
Complete. All it lacks is the signature.
Right. I'll see to that.
And in here, I've left space to write in the air his name. If I wrote it, the world is full of suspicion. People might think I set him onto it myself. But if he designates me his heir, in his own hand, no court will contest it.
Right. Is this all you brought, the will?
Solid gold.
Oh, it's glorious. It belongs in a church.
I just hope they don't miss it. Show it to him. Say I made a gift of it.
How well you know the human heart. Is it any wonder with your experience? This'll cheer him. Mr. Sly? Sir? Lawyer Craven's here to ask after you.
The first, as always.
He's brought you a goblet to drink your health.
Ah, Craven, in this sad world of sniveling, self-serving brown noses, he is truly a standout. Did I lie? Abel is a good man here. I can hardly see. The doctors say I must have used my eyes and ears at the same time.
Take this first. Sir.
Dear friend Sly, I've come to wish you health. Certainly better than you've enjoyed.
Oh, I am grateful, sir. I would have thanked you had I lived.
Oh, surely you still do.
Oh, living is all that keeps me from dying. My body is a container of pain. Its main ingredient is bile, its chief industry indigestion, and my kidneys, have gone into business for themselves.
Maybe Lawyer Craven's gift will change your luck, sir.
It's gold. Am I right? Gold?
If only I could bring you comfort instead.
Indeed. What good are my riches now, now that my heart beats only once an hour?
Oh, how I pray for you.
It cannot last much longer. May the Lord pardon my sins. I was too attached to money, and now it suffocates my soul. I have swindled people.
You never. Why, you are the most honorable man I know in all San Francisco.
Oh, how can I thank God enough for letting me know men like you? Ah, Craven, good friend, best friend, you here?
The closer to death, the closer I feel toward you.
Mother? Mommy!
Any questions?
We're almost there.
He's almost there. He's just a headstone's throw away from eternity.
He's not too weak to finish the will. Have you got enough ink?
Leave it to me.
I won't forget you when this is over. I'll treat you as good as my own.
Well, perhaps a small deposit on your kindness?
Of course.
You are Christian beyond belief, sir. Oh, maybe the doctor or the priest. Both just as helpful. The only difference is their fee. You better go.
Mr. Crouch is here. Better help him up the stairs.
Crouch! What's that bloodsucker up to? He doesn't take a step except for profit.
He's come to appraise the jewels, the estate. You better go.
And leave that vulture alone with what's to be mine?
I'll guard your interests.
Well, Jethro Crouch in the flesh, or at least what's left of it.
I'm still alive. The Lord's been kind to me.
God is respectful of his elders.
Spare me, Craven. I know your mind, no better than your credit.
Well, I wish you luck in getting across the room. The sight of you is always reassuring, sir. You are absolute proof of life after death.
That's you aren't here.
Just hovering, waiting to pick the pocket in Sly's shroud, making lazy circles over the bed.
I love to look at dying men. I've seen so many, but you never see the same one twice. In my 80 years, I've buried 4 brothers, a sister, mother, father, friends, enemies, a wife I was deeply devoted to, 3 mistresses, and I'm still alive. I've been pallbearer to men I've seen christened. I watched them go from pink babies to blue stiff, and I go on and on. Now this one, how's he doing?
Bad, very bad.
Good as that, and you're in the end, you say?
Inches away.
How's his pulse?
Faint, weak as a horse promised.
Breath.
With enough rasp to file a lock.
Music that he's almost there. What about his tongue?
Thick and hard, you could make a wallet out of it.
Ah, he's almost there. I know the routine. I could die with my eyes shut. I've seen it so often. Soon, no hair. Then pale. Then they get a little purply, then clammy, then no feeling. Ears dull, it's yellowed. Oh, it's the greatest show on earth!
Well, that's him to a T. He just lies there like a log since this morning. He hears nothing, is nothing.
Truly? Beautiful.
Hey, Sly, not dead yet, you bag of pus in a nightgown. What are you doing, you pinch penny? Trying to figure out some way to take it with you?
Here, stand up, folks, and face the old man. How's it feel to have no feel in your legs, only good for spasms? How do you like laying in bed with only death to make love to? Yeah! Mark, old Crouch, eh? I'll outlast you. When you're 6 feet under, I'll live in your houses and gum all your food. After we're ready, I want everything I lent back first thing.
I think that may take some time. Lawyer Craven needs to add some new, what do you call them, clauses to Sly's will.
No clauses. If I hadn't seen Sly will me the $20,000, I'd never have lent him the 10. That was my guarantee. What's a Craven up to?
He gave him this.
There's one just like it in my church.
The poor fool measures friendship by presents. If I were you, I'd give him more. You've got to stay in the race.
I can't keep competing. I got nothing but to give. I'm a poor man.
What about that ring?
This ring? You know what this ring is worth?
500?
500? The reward is more than that. No, he can't have it. He's got the last. He's getting too much. It's more than he can have. Here, give it to him. He wakes up before he dies. Tell him it was a little going away present. But mind you, I want it back the minute he croaks.
With all I have to do, I hope I remember.
You'll remember. Just say you have to return it to his nearest and dearest friend. I don't care if you have to cut his finger off to get it.
Is he gone?
For years.
Oh! You got rid of him just in time. I almost split a gut. Oh, Abel, of all my pupils, you are the best.
Thank you, sir.
An outstanding swindler. When you are free of your debt to me, there is no telling to what heights you'll finally stoop. The ring. Ooh, the bribes. I'll put those against your account.
Oh, thank you, sir. At this rate, we'll be even in 200 years.
No, it wasn't I who misspent your youth, my boy. I am not the gambler who changed cash into chips and chips into chits and then handed out enough IOUs to pay for the Taj Mahal.
Well, whatever I lost at the tables, I'm ahead in memories. Champagne for breakfast. Beautiful nights, some lasting weeks at a time. Final surprise cash in forgotten pockets. Oh, green belt covered with bets. Lovelies at my arm, slender hands at my back. Then, as they will, the cards froze. Went cold, so cold, every king, queen, and jack went south, leaving me for company with only 3s and 4s and the other vagrants in the deck.
You put your trust in luck. I am not a great believer in either. You'll learn from me, better than in that debtor's prison I took you from. And when you have paid back all the money that I laid out for you,
Plus interest.
only a nominal usury.
Of course.
From then on, you'll play people, not poker. You'll know there is a lot more to be gained from their greed than a 13-card royal flush with a cherry on top. Oh, that leech. We'll see who beats who to the grave. He'll be mulch long before I get there. Oh, and Craven, who only thinks of my well-being. He'd have me drink to my health with embalming fluid. Fill me up, Abel.
Your mood's improving, sir.
I'm a slow riser. It takes a little villainy to get the juices going. To your health, Craven. Oh, don't worry so much about mine. I'll be well long after you're a worm's picnic. Dinner for you, Crouch. I'll be at both your funerals. One hand up the minister's wife's skirt.
Now, this is the way I like to see you.
Oh, I know. You break me, rob, cheat, whore with me. You are the son I never had. What goes against the grain is they can't see me like this. Those hypocritical body snatchers. I'd like to grind their bones and use them for talk. Why can't they be honest crooks? Why can't they stand up on their own 2 knees, come crawling in here, and grovel? Why these lies upon lies, told with tongues so twisted, they have to unscrew them to speak? The lick spittles, the sniveling sponsors. Oh, I have been too kind to them. I have been much too kind. What thief is this?
It's Abner Truckle.
Oh, Truckle at last. Someone whose sincerity is apparent. It's written on both his faces.
Now, back on your back, crank up the wheezes.
When was the last time I threw a fit?
Saturday.
Too soon for another?
Yeah.
All right, fetch me.
Good morning, Mr. Truckle.
Good morning. Is he dead?
He's napping.
Again? All he does is nap. What would he miss if he was dead?
You can afford patience, sir. You know he means to leave you everything. That's all I work for.
How close is
He
he?
prays to God to let him die.
I've brought a little something to add power to his prayer. Just one drop in a glass of wine and he'll never sleep more deeply.
that smells of foul play.
It smells of nothing. That's what's so good about it. And you can tell him it's for his rest. You won't be lying.
He'll never take it. He has no faith in medicines. I keep trying to get him to a good doctor.
Oh, for God's sakes, no doctors. Sometimes they actually help. If a man's going to die, let him die. This long, drawn-out torture, this pain, the agony, how much can I take?
I know it's been hell for you, sir.
I have a friend. He works across the road at the ship chandler's. He can put a harpoon through a whale at 200 feet. Tomorrow morning, get Sly to the window for a breath of air, and bam! Right through his blowhole!
Control yourself.
Why should I?
You don't want him dead yet.
I do. I've waited long enough. He's been sick for months and he's still not dead. I don't think he's trying. Why don't we turn him over, face down in the pillows?
Sir, you can't kill him.
Oh, kill, it's not killing, it's a mercy murder.
You don't want him dead while his will is still incomplete.
Income what?
Well, it's written, sir, but neither signed nor sealed, and the heir has yet to be named.
What? I was assured the will was complete. You assured me. He assured me. Then you assured his assuring me. Somehow I felt assured.
Yes, but Lawyer Craven...
Craven, the lawyer?
He hardly knows Sly, and suddenly he's hanging around giving him free legal advice.
Damn! Damn. Damn these money grubbers. They make my own sincerity seem suspicious. No.
Sorry!
Abel, tell Sly I've made him a partner in my business. Say this gold dust is only a start.
This news just might make him well.
Bite your tongue. Go ahead, tell him.
Mr. Sly, sir, your friend,
Best friend.
your best friend, Mr. Truckle, is here. He's brought you this medicine, sir. Gold dust, sir. Not too hard to swallow, eh?
Oh, I'd gladly go before you, friend Sly. My wife lights candles for you all day long. This gold is just the beginning. You'll live to see much more.
Evil! Send for Truffle. I want to see him.
He's here, sir. He's right here.
Look how here I am.
Ah, Truckle, forgive me. I'm halfway to the other side.
It's hard to make out living people.
You do realize I brought you this?
Oh, such goodness, such kindness. Your friendship fills me with phlegm.
Abel, my handkerchief! Oh, take mine. Everything I have is yours. Keep it.
Thank you.
No, keep it, please.
I will not forget you, Truffle. You'll see how I remembered you in the end. If it would only come. Oh.
Abel, he's got to sign the will. He can't last the day. Fetch an notary.
I can't leave him.
No! He's toyed with me long enough. What's mine's been his now. What's everyone's will be mine.
Yes, yes, and may you and your most generous wife use it well, sir.
It hurts. Most generous, my wife.
Mrs. Truckle, the apple of many an eye.
I'll not have her name on your tongue.
But Mrs. Truckle's the toast of the coast. Market Street's never fuller when she sashays down to church. I mean, they say the only sight nicer than seeing her approach is watching her go away. I'm only repeating what I heard, sir.
What you've heard is nothing I want to hear. When she goes to church, you say?
Every morning.
Who asked you?
You did.
Well, just shut up when you answer.
Yes, sir.
I'll teach her to go to church in front of everyone.
Well done.
I had to throw cold water over him. The wind was making him come into heat.
Oh, I had no idea he was so jealous.
Mrs. Truckle's very tasty.
Oh? Start from the top.
Her face is serene. If she prayed to be pretty, it worked. Breasts. Well, the breasts could be bigger. But then again, that's always true. She's got a lovely broad beam. A real church pew spread.
I must see her. If the dish is as tasty as you describe, it must be set before the king.
Miss Fancy.
I have no time for whores.
Now that's very unkind. She sleeps with you for nothing. And you're not even from City Hall.
I don't want her around here. She could blow the whole gap. How long do you think our pigeons would believe I'm dying if they knew that she was sharing my deathbed?
Where are you going?
I'm going down the road to see Mrs. Truckle.
No, you're supposed to be dying.
I'll disguise myself as someone else.
That's very dangerous.
My boy, that is the best reason of all. Now, get rid of Miss Fancy. Totally, finally rid.
It's all right. I know the way. Abel! Sly's out of bed.
Oh, yes. By the look of his absence, I'd say that's true, yes.
I bet he's sweet.
No, wait. He's, not decent.
Well, I wouldn't know him if I saw him that way.
No, you don't want to see him like this. He's being covered with leeches. They're bleeding him.
The doctor's here.
Two doctors. One for the veins and one for the arteries.
Dear God!
One moment. Yes, doctor. Oh, my God. He looks awful.
Abel, it's all so strange, so very strange.
Oh, you look wonderful, sir.
Not now. Bring an empty whiskey bottle. Half a pint will do, and have Becky bring the spray. No, I'll take care of that. Go. Becky, please bring out the spray.
For weeks, Sly and I were close. Every night, afternoons. I never knew a man could be so close so often. And last month, I take a steamer up the Yukon for a deacon's convention. And now I'm back. And all I see of him is tonics and tablets. Just exactly what is it that ails him so bad?
His heart is clogged. His blood is clotted. He's got every affliction in the book. For him, death will be a convalescence. Thanks, dear. Please bring a brandy up for the doctor. Better make it a double. Go, Miss Fancy. Why be a part of all this? I'll tell him to stop by and cheer him.
I don't want his cheer. I want his name.
What's that?
An application for a wedding license, which he promised to sign right here before he came down so god-awful ill.
Now, why would you want to marry? You're sitting pretty. Your business is booming. Your bed needs a traffic cop.
And a child I'm expecting is going to need to have a name.
Really? Who's the father, do you know?
Well, I sort of got it narrowed down between the bartender Gallagher's and the 5th Cavalry. Oh, Abel, won't you help get Sly to sign this before he cashes in?
Abel?
Thanks, lad. Here, spray around the bed. Let me get this in there. Yes, doctor, there'll be no more talking out here. Oh, look, Miss Fancy, I appreciate you pickle, but Sly's a lost cause. Why don't you find someone else that'll suit your need? There's plenty others.
Name one.
Well, what about old Jethro Crouch? Widowed, moneyed.
Jethro Crouch? Why do I think he's dead?
It happens from being in his company. You better go. He's getting bids from the undertakers himself.
I'm most grateful to you, Abel. Stop by my place later, and I will show you my face.
Ooh, shall we say about 9 o'clock?
Oh, you better make it 10. I'm taking the mayor at 9.
it's gonna be.
I have seen her. I borrowed these from Chang. I went to her house, posed as a beggar, and there she was.
Mrs. Truckle?
The very same. And the beggar, in fact, she has made of me.
She's all I said?
Oh, her skin is transparent, her inner beauty instantly on view. She gave me this slice of bread. I will nibble on it forever, thinking of each crumb as her body. Her lips are so full.
The lower one's a meal in itself.
Oh, yes, yes, and her nose.
Perfection.
Oh, how cunningly her features rest on that slender, tantalizing neck that thrusts upward from that pillowy bosom. And all of those delicacies above are supported by a pair of hips below, so tempting, yet reserved, that they run to hide behind her, thereby creating a bottom that is one, or should I say, two of a kind.
You're smitten.
Oh, smoked. Abel, I must have her.
Have Truckle's wife? His jealousy is legendary. He sends her to the country for a week before the Iceman comes.
I mean to have her.
You'd have more luck seducing a statue. There's no way it can be done.
We spoke earlier of reducing your debt.
We did.
When I'm happy, my boy, I like everyone to be happy.
Well, just how happy were you thinking of making me?
Or I thought if you could arrange a meeting, I would return, say, $100 worth of your IOUs.
100? You've panted that many times since you've seen her. I was thinking of saying no, even to 2.
No to 200.
Clearly you can't gauge Truckle's sickness. He's done all but put birdseed in her bustle, so she leaves a trail wherever she goes.
Were you thinking of saying no to 3?
I was thinking more of saying yes to 5.
Done!
Truly? 500 off?
Oh, she is worth it, my boy. I am a connoisseur of the flesh, and I tell you she's worth it. Now, how are you going to do it?
How? Try this.
Yes?
Truckle is captain of a volunteer fire brigade. I start a blaze in a barn some distance from town. Truckle gallops to the rescue. While he's out in the country using his hose, you're in his house using yours. But he'll never tumble. He'll never tumble. Never tumble. Never. Mrs. Truckle's deeply religious.
I could be that in a second.
She receives an invitation for a private audience with the Mother Superior. One afternoon, there they are, behind a locked door, just the 2 of them. Mrs. Truckle in her best dress, and you in your habit.
Outrageous!
But he'll never know. He'll never know. Never know.
My boy, you are missing the point entirely.
You want him to know?
Exactly.
Sir, I know Truckle so hungers for your gold that he'd sell his mother for live bait. But if you think he'll stand there while you bounce his gold...
I don't expect him to stand there. I expect him to deliver her to me. Right here. Walk right in and hand her over.
No man could be that low.
My boy, you could drill into Abner Truckle for a year and never strike decent. If you can convince him that he is out of my will unless I have his wife, he will be serving me and the good lady breakfast in bed. You'll see.
How do I even suggest it?
My money's on you.
Oh, better yet,
Your money's on you.
I'll give it a whack.
Wait. Cuckolding's good enough for truckle. What about those other two worms?
Take pity, sir. There's nothing more to be had from Craven, not a cent.
You're sure?
Sir, the only thing you don't own is his twitch.
Oh, Crouch then.
Crouch.
Yeah, something to make that living corpse gasp so hard that he sucks himself right out of sight.
I can't imagine him parting with another buck.
Huh? Then have him part with someone else's. His sons.
His sons? He'll never do it.
Oh, yes, he will. He's as low as truckle. Trust me, Abel. There is no dark corner of the heart I haven't seen. On your way now. Come on. You've got your morning's work cut out.
Right. All I have to do is get one man to betray his only son, and another to pimp for his wife.
You are going to learn the underbelly of human nature today, my boy. Never think too little of people. There's always a little less to be thought.
Caught you, didn't I?
Abner, not another jealous fit.
Caught you doing your needlework. What are you spelling out? You're stitching someone a message, aren't you?
Abner, when will you learn to trust me?
Ah, my father trusted my mother till she came home from the blacksmith with nails in her hair.
I'm not your mother.
Oh, you'd like to be, wouldn't you? You'd like to come back from the baker like she did with poppy seeds all over your back.
I pray only to be a good wife.
You never stop praying, do you?
Not since the day I met you.
When did you last see Abel?
I know no Abel.
Then how did you know his name?
You just said it.
Oh, quit thinking, my dear. How does he know when you go to church? Why does he call you generous, most generous?
Perhaps my charity work?
What have you been giving away? Tell me the truth, woman. Where have you been since I left this house?
As God is my witness, I have been here the whole morning. Here, by the window.
By the open window? Why is it open?
It was stuffy, a little air.
Air! I have forbidden you 1,000 times to hang out the window, showing your body. You think men can't tell that's a body? They know that's a body! How many stopped to talk to you, Jezebel? What obscene gestures were used? Who were they all hanging by their clock weights? Oh, I would like to know one day without shame, to know before I die that I had bought and paid for the respect of others. My God, 2 eyes are too few to watch over one wife. A man's got to be rich. They steal poor men's brides. If I only had money, real money, if Sly would only breathe his last foul breath. I'll have the windows walled up. Find me a house with a garden on the inside where you can breathe your head off with no lectures peeking up your nostrils. Oh, that'll be the day. I'll hire servants to spy on you. They'll have to be units for at least 10 years before.
Shall I open?
Can't wait to show yourself. Into your room, and don't open the window. If you need air, you check with me first.
News!
Is he dead?
Worse!
What's worse than dead?
He's better.
No,
It's true.
how's it possible?
He's had a sudden attack of health.
When I saw him, he looked awful. My prayers seemed answered. He was ready to die.
Well, now he's up on his feet, cheeks filled with color. The man's come back from the grave.
There is no God.
It's all the cook's fault. He brought his friend, a railroad coolie. The man opens a bag of needles. He sticks one in Sly's bum, another in his earlobe. The next thing you know, Sly sits up, jumps out of bed, takes a few steps, does a high kick, and says he's got to have a woman.
A woman?
A woman!
He was dying.
Now he's up, in every direction. The Chinaman took me aside and said it was dangerous.
I would think.
Said Sly wasn't strong enough for sexual exercise. It could prove fatal. At the height of ecstasy, he might find himself coming and going at the same time.
But if sex harms him, why not? I've known a few old men to die in midstream. By all means, get him a woman. Get him two. We can bury him in an hour with a smile on his face.
True, but cheapskate that he is, he wants one for nothing.
For nothing? In this town, he'll live forever.
You don't know how greedy some people can be. I mean, the minute lawyer Craven
The lawyer.
heard of it, he comes running around, says he's giving his only daughter.
To Sly, his own daughter?
16 years old, and one of the 7 sure virgins of Frisco. Said he'd bring her around all bathed and preened, her own father. That's why I've come to warn you. You know, the Almighty put an argument between a woman's thighs that no man minds losing. You can kiss your inheritance goodbye, sir. Well, I better get back.
No, wait, stay. Tell Sly,
You have to stutter faster, friend. The old man's in his bath right now.
For the love of heaven, wait! I can't let this happen. His daughter, disgusting. I don't have a daughter.
No, sir. You don't have a daughter.
Wait, didn't you say before that Mrs. Struckle, my wife, Mrs. Struckle, didn't you say before that she was beautiful, desirable?
Well, no one is more than she is of either.
I hold Sly closest to my heart. Certainly not that loathsome lawyer.
Oh, no doubt in my mind.
Wouldn't it be my duty then, really?
Sir?
To help him recover, regain his health, shouldn't I?
I'd answer in a minute if I understood.
My wife!
Your wife?
Well, surely I can do as well by my friend as any common opportunist.
I would hope so.
Run. Tell Sly that out of reverence for our friendship, I will bring Mrs. Struckle to him.
You'll do that? You'll deliver her yourself?
I can do no less.
No, sir. I don't believe you can. Congratulations! You are the craftiest of them all. You will secure a lifetime of riches for providing him with only a few moments of joy.
Oh, if he lasts that long.
True, in his present condition, if he's given just the right stroke, he just might have one.
Go, tell him I'll be there in an hour.
With
Mrs. Struckle.
Never devil.
Oh, my dear, you're crying. I've been hurtful, I know. But if I torture you, it's only out of love. My heart and I are on our knees. Forgive me.
Oh, how sweet to have you gentle once more. So often I have prayed to the good Virgin to cure you of your groundless jealousy.
Oh, and she and I have heard your prayers. And we both worked out a way to prove my trust in you.
I can open the window.
No, far more. You and I are going calling.
Where? On whom?
My friend Foxwell Sly. To show you how true I know you to be, I will leave you at his side to nurse him, to minister to him with these little fingers at the end of your saintly hands.
He means this much to you?
Oh, his life is very valuable. I can't even guess how much. Perhaps your piety and your virtue will restore him.
This is a great honor you pay me, husband.
Oh, I'll get mine. Let's go.
Oh, first I must pray.
Now?
I must pray to the Madonna.
Not now.
Thank her for sending me on this mission.
You can pray on the way. Come.
I'll need my Bible.
He's got a Bible. I looked at it. It's the same as yours. In the beginning, God created light.
You're sure? Who could it be? She didn't say. The young woman to see me? The little flower girl? Maybe she's pregnant. No, it couldn't be. That was 10 years ago. Probably come to Barrow. Show her in. Right.
It's swell of you to give me your valuable time, Mr.
Time's not as valuable as money. This money got more years than dollars.
How wise you are.
I knew that before you came. State your business.
Mind if I sit, sir?
Sit.
Oh! It's a dead cat.
You know what it costs to feed them. Sit.
Oh, I'm so tired of this earthly world, more to the point. What's it all worth, any of it? Sure, I'm filthy rich, but that ain't what makes a lady happy. And it's true, I'm beautiful, if I can believe what everyone says. But beauty passes. What's all this got to do with you, you're probably wondering?
I ain't wondering nothing.
Well, where you come in is, you see, I've had this sudden spiritual case of the heart to join a nunnery, and I thought that I could sell my jewelry and give the cash to the good sisters. I might be making a down payment on a little nook in paradise. I was told that you'd give me an honest appraisal, that you was a very upright gent.
Some people won't say anything. Tell me what's for sale.
Well, this ring, for one. Oh, how cold your hand is.
What do I need a warm hand for?
You should have a fur coat.
Can't afford one.
I'll send you one of mine. It's easy to see that no one takes care of you.
My wife died 40 years ago.
And you never remarried?
Never found anyone to fit her clothes. Fine stone, genuine, clean fire. This is quality, yeah.
And it's only one of the little ones Daddy left
He
me.
knew his stuff, very good. Yeah, worth 2,000, I'd say.
Mercy! plenty. So much for so little.
Oh, yes, 2,000, yeah. I can feel that, you know.
My hand?
Whatever's down there. What else you got to sell?
Well, how about this?
Gold, fine gold.
The medallion's the real prize. Let's go, little bird. Oh, doesn't want to leave its warm nest. Take a good look.
You got some nice things.
Thank you. And what about the jewelry?
Worth 5,000 at least. I'll give you 3 for it right now.
Oh, that's most generous of you, sir.
Well, I suppose that can happen.
Would you like to put it back? Put it back again. The poor little orphan between the 2 nuns. I'd like to show you everything I've got, so you can help me sell more. I mean, what good is so much trash when a body has no one close to share it with, no one near, no one there? Oh, awful man of hankers for my hand. Those 2 boys, no hip peacock, just dying to get into my wealth. Finding men's never been my problem. I track them like flies. What I'm talking about is quality. Where does a lady find a serious, reliable man she can really look up to? Someone she can put her faith in. Someone like you, sir. Sir? Sir?
Did I just ring for him?
You fell asleep.
Damn, it happens every time I get excited.
Mr. Crouch, you've got a visitor, Mr. Abel.
Abel? Here, let him in quickly. You have to go, I got business.
Well, I certainly do thank you for your valuable time, sir.
Madam, I am doubled in half by this honor. How'd you do with him?
I'd have had more luck with his cane.
My concern for you. In 2 hours, the notary's coming. The doctor's prepared a powder to give Sly just enough strength to hold a pen. Everything's ready. The whole shooting match is at stake. Now!
Show him my ring.
The minute Truckle saw you gave him a better one. And Craven came running in with an envelope swollen with cash. They'll be stuffing presents into his grave.
I can't give any more. I'm a poor man.
Help is my middle name.
Yes? How?
If you could give me one thing, one certain thing, it'll put you first in Sly's heart, and that thing will cost you absolutely nothing.
Well, I can afford that.
Well, except for a pittance for the notary, so he waits until I bring it to him.
Then what the hell?
A simple sheet of paper.
Oh, I got paper.
You just make out a will.
I got a will, too.
In this one, you name Sly your sole heir.
Sly, my soul.
Heir, soul, him, right. I'll take it to him, prop his eyelids open, and show him what a real friend is. Show him how you've given him everything, everything you own.
Instead of my son?
Well, what can Sly do but name you his sole heir?
Disinheriting my own son?
Only for a few hours. Sly won't last the night.
He won't?
Well, he's 3 feet under already. The minute he croaks, you'll have made your son twice again as rich.
Then I will have to keep my word.
What could be nicer? Run!
Right.
Run!
I can still run. Things just don't go by as fast.
Moving, you cadaver! Or some dog buries you for bones! By God, Sly was right. There is no bottom to greed. A son as easily bartered as a wife. To think I even talked of pity. This bunch, they'd sell Christ's cross for lumber if they could, or a whisker from God's beard.
What are you doing in my father's house? Scum?
Scum? We've hardly met, sir. Only those that know me call me scum.
I know you. You're Foxwell Sly's lackey, his footstool, his nose rag.
Well, you've certainly got a gift for coarseness. Well, my station's no different than yours.
You, an indentured slave, dare compare yourself to an officer of the United States Navy with decorations too numerous not to mention? Fathoms beneath me even to talk to a man who owns neither his life nor his very soul.
Ah, but you mistake my station, sir. I am one of those picked out by God himself to make sure the world doesn't get boring and to keep money from becoming moldy, to help the wealth flow from the stupid to the clever, into the streets from out of the floorboards, from under each mattress. If we didn't poke it awake now and again, we good-for-nothings, the world would go to sleep, to each his own task. I leave it to you to fight the wars and fumble the peace. There's still the rich to rook and the sheep to be shorn, and that is my job, dear captain. But to do it, you must have a brain in your head, not just a bunch of plumes waving over it and an anchor tattooed on each ball.
How wasted my heroism is in defense of dogs like you.
All right, steady now, Admiral.
Is your vanity so pumped up by favor seekers you've forgotten how to show respect for second-generation wealth?
Too bad you'll never see a penny of it.
Then what's this meant to convey?
Well, you'd probably be too miserable if you knew, which is probably the best reason for telling you. As everyone knows, your old man is very rich.
For a fact?
He doesn't spend a wrong buck.
Right?
Any doubts were dispelled when he buried your mother in a fruit box.
So?
Naturally, you reckon you'll get it all when he dies, but I know better.
What?
Right now, he's preparing to cut you out of his will and name someone else his only heir.
You're lying!
Ordinarily, that'd be true, but not today.
Disinheriting me, my own father?
Sad, isn't it?
I want proof of
Oh,
this.
it's true. Take my word for it.
Oh, no. You'll prove it. You'll prove it. Or I'll give you a cold steel enema. Do you understand?
It's subtle, but I get it. Wait, what? Why waste time? Why not get even? Run away from home. Join the army. passageway is a door. Wait in there, and you'll hear everything. We've beaten your father here, but then he moves like a snail with a hernia. Don't rattle your sword! Christ, you're as quiet as a battleship on tiptoe.
If you're hoodwinking me, you'll be a soprano by nightfall.
For my part, I have no fear. Now you do yours. Go!
Oh, Abel! How did you do?
A double bullseye, truckle and crouch. One is bringing his will, the other his misses, both of which you can fill in at your convenience.
How did you ever arrange it?
Crouch is naming you his heir instead of his son to gain your favor.
Oh,
delicious and trouble. I told him your health had rallied, but you still needed massive doses of another man's wife.
Oh, my boy, you live up to every expectation.
While they live down to theirs. Come in.
Friend, Sly, your sudden attack of health comes as a terrible shock. A marvelous, terrible shock, but my wife is a very pious woman. Any talk of bed will absolutely have to be couched.
What exquisite sensitivity, sir. You may rest as sure as I will.
Dare I ask you, ill as you've been, to pretend to be sick?
Ill as I've been, it will be no trouble at all. Go, fetch your wife. I'll decompose myself.
Bless you, sir. Bless you.
Is he priceless?
All that's left is to carve welcome on his ass and unfold him on the front step. All right, come on, help me. Abel, what is it? What's the matter?
Old man Crouch was supposed to come first. Oh,
Damn that old relic.
sir, there's something I should tell you.
Later. How do I look?
Rotten.
Thank you.
Sly, it's me, Abner Truckle. I've brought my wife to nurse you.
Oh, too late, I'm afraid. God wants me in heaven with my dear father and saintly mother. Do come closer. Let me see your good lady wife. Show me the lovely remedy at least.
I'll pray to the Madonna to make you well again.
That's a good start, yes.
This is what one real friend does for another.
Oh, Truckle, to have your health and such a woman, I would give up everything I have. Loneliness, disease, death, if I could trade places with you.
God and I will frighten all bad thoughts away.
Don't be scared, my dear. Be brave, and don't be scared if he gets fevered up and starts thrashing about. Now you understand why I pity him so.
Oh, I do.
Farewell, friend Sly.
Is that you, Truckle? It's also faint.
You can make out my wife here.
I'll certainly try.
Hey, well, let's go. This is only for God's ears.
Yeah, God's in the navies.
Oh, who's there?
It's still Mrs. Truckle, sir.
Oh, come closer, dear. Your hand. Oh, how it kindles me, lovely, firm, the warmth of young blood. Like King David when he was old and cold. This comforts me in places I've given up for lost.
Grandmother Violet in Boston.
Please, come closer, dear. These ears miss every other word. Grandmother who what?
Grandmother Violet in Boston, when she was aged and plagued by gout, always used to lay little dogs on her legs, and it never failed to help her. Let me bring you another blanket.
Dear, do you really want to help me get better?
Oh, surely, sir. I'll say 5 Hail Marys for you and 3 Our Fathers.
Forget Mary's, fathers, and covering me with puppies. I know a magic cure. It was taught me by a 100-year-old Indian who died on his wedding night. Give me your hand. Now, place it here, under the quilt. Now move it lightly, and think only the kindest of thoughts.
I've never heard of this.
It's written out on buffalo skin. We can put it there. Ah, yes.
Ah, yes.
I'm doing it right.
Lightly. Are you thinking kind thoughts?
Thoughts of virtue, sir.
Suit yourself.
Sir,
Yeah?
am I mistaken?
Not yet.
You seem to be getting stronger.
Yeah.
And stronger. Sir, you have risen.
Oh, let me count the ways.
It's a miracle, Madonna, a miracle.
You're the Madonna. When all hope was lost, you restored me.
You must thank God for this, sir.
You're closer.
I was only doing the Lord's work. Have care you don't chill, sir. You could easily take sick again.
Oh, never again, never again. Please, feel this hand. Does it feel cold? Is it weak?
It pulses with life.
These arms could tear a woman in half and make love to both of them.
It's true. You have power, immense power. Have you a candle?
A candle? You would like a candle?
The occasion calls for a votive offering.
Oh, there must be a candle around here somewhere.
Don't you get up, sir. No.
Oh, will nothing else do? A buggy whip, perhaps?
An answered prayer must always be illuminated. The glow of a candle is a shining testament to the power of faith.
My dear child.
Grandmother Violet always had a ready supply, but then she was ever prepared to do the Lord's work. Grandmother used to say he didn't have to die to go to heaven because grandmother always made him feel he already had. I must tell Abner to bring you some candles. He really must not be without. Since I cannot find one, perhaps the dead. Sir, you have fallen way out of bed. Let me help you, sir. Here, lean on me. Gently, sir.
Blimey, Billy! Police! Up here, officer! Someone's been raped! Not me! This woman! Get over here!
Oh, I'm not allowed near windows.
Get up there! Lift him, madam. You need fear no more.
1 second, he was praying, isn't it?
What the hell's going on here?
You filch men's savings. And this one rubs married women the wrong way.
I can explain this.
Explain on the gallows while you hang there together.
I'm the chief of police. Someone called for help?
I want to prefer charges.
Oh, well, what charges do you prefer?
I want that degenerate lump in a sexual assault on this good woman.
Oh, well, rape is a very serious charge, ma'am. I'm going to want to know all the details. You may have to repeat them several times. Slowly. I want to know about his hot, probing hands, and how you fought until your own breath became hot, and you were panting. Both of you were panting heavily. And how you scratched his hot face with your sharp nails, and then you rolled across the carpet, your body tumbling over his, your hot cheeks on fire!
Never did that.
Yes, but would you like to?
I was here to offer a prayer.
Right, it was a religious frenzy. Just some good-natured praying, that's all.
Who are you?
He set the whole scene up. They both should hang.
Sir, see for yourself. The man can't stand, let alone swing.
Fetch his servants to carry him. Is he dead?
Oh, Abner.
Are you the husband of the rapee?
The what? Yes, he's the husband, and he brought her here to be ravaged. I heard it all.
You did? You remember any of the words?
Way in. He forced me to hide him.
I got it! It's by no will! Funny boy!
Give me that, you old poop. Being of sound mind and body. If you had anything like the first, you know you don't have the second.
Help him up, get him dressed. Send everyone down to the station.
The station! His head, sir! His fevered head! He can hardly move!
Take snow, never mind, dress him.
His heart, sir! His failing heart! His fevered head! You can't drag a man out of a warm deathbed! He can hardly walk!
Carry him then. Let's go.
Wait, my chest!
His chest, sir, his chest, he can't breathe!
No, this chest!
I can't leave all I own behind.
Well, the police will be here to guard it. All right, people, let's move.
This is murder, sir! Official murder!
Oh, God!
Our prayers are with you, sir.
All our prayers.
You look wonderful, sir.
Foxwell, Sly. Flim-flamming me while you took your health out in other women. You didn't have to con me. I'd have understood. Turning me away the door, treating me like poison, hanging too good for you.
I'd gladly settle for something less. Hanging doesn't go away, you know. Once they give it to you, it's forever.
Well, I'm the one person's got your ticket out of here. All you gotta do is keep that sweet promise you whispered one night.
An application?
For a wedding license. Sign it, and I will swear on the stand that the only way a man as thick as you could make love was to be raised and lowered on a pulley.
An expert witness, you might say.
Exactly.
Hands up.
Think it over, sweetheart. I'd feel a whole lot better wrapped around your neck than a rope.
Last months of setting up those suckers. I was playing them like a master, and this is where it ends. Just because I wanted to lift the skirt of a dimwit who all the time thought I really wanted to conduct a morning prayer service? And now this?
But why not?
Oh, Craven! Oh, Craven! Am I glad you've come?
Sir! Gently, sir! Your sickness?
That's part of my sickness. Forgetting how sick I am.
Is it true what I've heard?
What have you heard?
Crouch's son is pressing charges and Sly's being measured for a noose.
My God, and am I up the same creek?
Who cares about you? When he goes, I not only lose my best friend, but the court could take over his entire estate.
What'll I do?
First thing, you need a lawyer.
You're a lawyer.
Then on to the second, my fee.
Name it.
If I get you off, you declare me your sole heir.
Sole and only.
Half payable the minute you get out.
We get out. Can't you make it we?
Your fate is tied to his. I must see to that nothing is tied to either of you. Now, I'll have to understand the case very clearly if I'm to properly obscure it in court. What are you accused of?
Rape?
In your condition?
I must have been delirious.
Can't he plead self-defense?
Who was the woman in question?
Mrs. Truckle?
Mrs. Truckle. Was anyone else in the church?
It happened at home, but you can get him off. Surely, sir, with Mr. Sly's money, it'd be a pretty strange court that didn't find a rich man innocent.
True. Unfortunately, the courts have recently been plagued by a string of honest judges.
Have we had one appointed?
I'm afraid so.
Is he tough?
A holy terror. Judge Bastardson.
Oh.
A Baptist of the first water. A man with the strength of countless convictions.
I'm finished.
You try to look as poorly as you can. When you appear at the trial, I want you to seem as near death as possible. If the judge has any heart at all, we'll touch it. I'll hurry ahead and talk to the others. We'll want the truth in court, and that takes a lot of rehearsing.
Do you think he'll help? He's perfect. Money mad as he is, he'd defend bank robbery as a crime of passion.
If I get out of this alive, I am going to be a different man.
Oh, we all will. Yes, sir.
I'll never again covet other men's gold. I pledged all of my money to good works. I pledge it now to charity. Just let me go free. I'll give up every cent.
Oh, you're saying just the right thing, sir.
I know. Good God. I wonder what poor people use for promises.
I didn't hear an ambulance.
I'm representing Sly. In the matter of your wife.
I don't want her name mentioned here today.
How was that possible? She was the victim.
She was the victim of nothing. Nothing happened.
Exactly. Nothing at all.
They were praying. It was spirited. They were exalted. Right. He probably fell up her dress.
Crouch.
Terrible day. I lose all my money. My son.
My heart goes out to you.
Stuff your heart.
I'm here to help.
I'm here to get some.
Sly never suggested you redo your will. It was your idea. A little joke to please a dying man.
Joke?
You don't mind telling a little white lie?
Any color, I don't mind. Craven, is it true if Sly should hang, would the court get all he owns?
It could happen.
Damn, I wish the law would die. Die.
I'll do my best.
Or your worst, whatever it takes.
The court will rise.
By the power of God invested directly in me, this court is now in session. Sit down.
Your Honor.
Sit down.
But I am the lawyer for the defendant.
That's your red wagon. Sit down. We have before us a very trying case. All the way back to biblical times of yore, rape has been one of the most heinous crimes known to man. And it can be pretty rough on women, too. I am warning everybody present here that because of the delicate nature of this charge, I am not going to put up with anyone sniggering so much as a titter. Now, do we have all the witnesses cited in this, the case of the Territory versus Fossil J. Sly and his servant Simon Abel, the second, the accomplice of the first, who was accused by Captain Luther Crouch of the alleged molestation of Mrs. Abner Truffle?
Everyone is present, Your Honor, except for Mr. Sly, who languishes in his cell, his life hanging by a mere thread.
I decide who hangs by what around here. Go get the defendant.
It would be impossible for Your Honor to be impartial were you to see him. His presence will move the court to tears. His quivering, pale blue lips will stir your pity.
Rot! He's getting paid by the lie.
Sit down. I object to your interruption. And my objection is sustained. Sit down.
Yes, sir.
And I can do without that sarcasm, sir. Bailiff, go get the prisoner. the chief of police here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Before the accused appears, would you kindly search your professional memory and construe up the events for us?
Yes, sir. Earlier today, I and my men were on patrol, continuing our vigilant search for the Frisco flasher. And suddenly comes this cry of rape. Well, sir, quick as a wink, we hot-footed into the house of the alleged accused, only to find Mrs. Truckle here, crying those same tears. But upon looking around, there was no sex act to be seen anywhere, which is just about the way my luck's been going lately.
It was never done, thanks to me. One crack and I'd laid to let you know.
Mr. Sly had been knocked for 6, Your Honor.
The victim of this dreadnought.
And that one was prancing around, too.
Your name?
Simon Abel, sir.
Sly's boot scraper, his bum wiper.
I care for the poor sick gentleman, sir. I look after his every need.
He was trying to cover up with a lot of bugle oil, but I could tell he was trying to get us away quick.
Away from a dying man's bed. Highly reasonable.
So I headed everyone for the station, passing this one coming in as we was going out.
That would be Miss Fancy.
I'm honored to be recognized.
I'm sure for $4 you can recognize her twice.
Quiet! Mr. Clerk, did you get all that?
Some.
Take your time. Get it right. Just all this jive with your account so far, Captain. After all, you are the accuser here.
He should be the accused if it please the court. Accused of breaking the peace. Accused of assault and battery. And since his poor victim lies heaped in his cell, possibly murder.
False! False, you document louse! You court crab!
If you offend the dignity of these chambers one more time, and I will kick you where you live. Now, get over your lies.
Yes, sir.
Not yours, his.
It all began when I paid a visit to Sly's house.
At his invitation.
I'd be ashamed to be invited by the likes of that swindler. I sneaked in.
You hear, Your Honor? Sneak.
Note that in the record.
Search for the Frisco flag.
Proceed ahead.
I came secretly, because that other liar over
The
there
court will observe that he calls everyone a swindler and a liar, while only he is honorable.
had informed me that my father, the old idiot, had disinherited me.
His own father. Has the court ever heard such disrespect?
I speak the truth, Your Honor. Age has emptied his addled head. Hold my father up to your ear and you can hear the sea. Why else would he disown me? While I was hiding in Sly's house to learn why, I suddenly began to hear sounds. First, the sound of a man threatening to give a woman sexual pleasure. Then there's a commotion. Then I hear her cry out.
In her ecstasy.
I have never been in ecstasy.
I can vouch for that.
Did you get that?
His boot scraper.
Sit down, the both of you. Captain,
So I bust into the room, where he's imposing his body onto hers.
is this true, madam? Did Foxwell Sly attempt to force on you what is known in the law as illegal entry?
Perhaps he mistook my humanity for interest, sir. Please let me go home, Your Honor. I have suffered enough.
Oh, I'm sure you have, madam. But I would be neglecting my duty if I didn't ask you to suffer just a little bit more. Now, tell me, did this Sly get violent? Did he lay his hand on you?
That is difficult to answer, Your Honor.
A man's life hangs in the balance. I ask you again, did he touch any part of your body better left untouched?
I touched him first.
Go on.
Hoping to give him relief, I laid my hand on his heart.
How was he dressed?
He was wearing a nightgown.
And you placed your hand on it?
Under.
Under the nightgown?
Under.
On his chest?
Yes.
His bare chest?
Yes, Your Honor.
With your bare fingers, skin on skin?
Yes, sir.
Flesh on flesh?
Come with me! Touch me!
Folks, the show's over. Let's have a little order here.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I was carried away, Your Honor. My wife died yesterday. It's been hell.
Carried away my foot. I'm fining you 1 month's graft. Now you pay the clerk before you go, you twit. Make a note of that.
Illegal entry.
The court would like to apologize for the attack on you by the chief of police. I would like to hear a little bit more about your earlier attack by Foxwell Sly.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you able to continue?
Do I have time for a quick math somewhere?
I'm afraid not. Please go on.
As I said, at Mr. Sly's request, I laid my hand on his chest.
It's all right. I'm watching him.
Traced it along his body, stroking him gently, ever so gently. And that's when it happened.
What happened?
The miracle occurred.
What miracle?
His strength arose.
The woman's a bimbo. What happened then? Did he force his body on yours? Did he force himself husband-like on you?
A husband is different, Your Honor. A wife expects him to force himself on her. That's a good Christian marriage.
But he behaved like an animal.
Only on our wedding night. He wanted to keep a light on.
I was talking about Sly.
Let me go home, Your Honor. My shame is unbearable.
Both are ashamed, sir. This has been a big day for us, shamefully speaking.
You must be Mr. Truckle.
Yes, sir, I must. I have no other choice.
How do you come to know Foxwell Sly?
I'm an accountant, sir. I mind other people's business. For some time now, I've looked after Sly's affairs.
And did it ever occur to you that he might want to make out of your own wife one of them?
Oh, never! If even then, the man is a saint. I trust him as I would my own brother. If I hadn't had only sisters. Except one of them was very masculine.
Mr. Sly is very wealthy, is he not?
I'm sure I don't know.
Didn't you just say you were his accountant?
Yes, that's right, I did. And he's very wealthy.
Did you want to get your hands on his money?
Most of his money I gave him. What reason would I have?
To get it back?
Yes, that would be a reason.
To get your own back and more.
What is His Honor suggesting, Your Honor?
That the captain's charge is true. That you offered your own wife for another man's abusement.
Oh, I heard you! And that one arranged it!
I did!
With trouble?
With a husband that jealous?
To the point of insanity?
I am! Tell the judge, have I ever let another man see so much as your ankles?
He bought me chastity shoes.
Now, who's the liar?
Shut your cake hole or I'll cut you up for jerky!
One more outburst out of you, Captain, and I will hold you in even more contempt than I do now. Now sit down!
Your Honor, understand my anger. My father's will, signed by his own hand, cutting me off without a cent.
Mr. Crouch, you're on!
Run! Run! Run!
Your Honor, I am Jethro Crouch.
The father of the captain.
Yes, sir.
Pretty fishy business, this will crowd.
I can explain, Your Honor. Sly is very dear to me.
Dearer than a son?
Please, the Navy's made him so cranky. That will was for Sly's benefit.
Obviously.
But I wasn't serious. It was meant as a joke.
A joke?
Yes, sir.
You find death funny?
Yes, sir, in the daytime.
Well, the humor of it escapes me.
He did it to cheer Sly up, sir. To make the poor man think that he'd outlived him.
What he said is what I meant.
And I, in turn, Your Honor, enjoyed the little joke of fooling the captain. I thought I'd make him jealous, let him see it all acted out, but it was a joke, Your Honor, honest. Put that down, it was all a joke.
The woman's a bimbo.
There is the villain, Your Honor. There is the attacker of virtue. Look at him lying on his death cot, his pulse beating from memory. Look at those pathetic, powerless hands that we are told reached out toward a woman in lust.
We'll see how ill he is. Let me take his temperature!
And hang the whole building. Sit down!
See.
Ooh. That is one sad-looking critter.
Hardly the way he looked, Your Honor, when you tried to maul this fair woman.
Oh, I assume he was fitter than that.
Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a surprise witness.
Why wasn't I told about this earlier?
That would have spoiled the surprise. I called to the stand Miss Merrily Fancy.
Miss Merrily Fancy, to the stand.
He signed it.
Love conquers all, my dear.
Miss Fancy, please describe your occupation to the court.
I consider myself a pleasure engineer.
Very good. And you are quite expert at what you do.
Well, I am third generation.
Now, the condition of a partner is immediately discernible to you,
Oh, yes,
and the defendant was such a partner for some time.
he was.
Please describe his sexual prowess from your own first-hand experience.
In the beginning, Mr. Sly was very active in that respect, very strong. But as his illness overtook him, he would tire more and more easily. It got so he finally stopped trying altogether and just talked. Then, after a while, he couldn't even hold up his end of the conversation. All after night together, I would just read to him.
He never touched your body.
Only if he wanted me to turn the page.
You swear to that under oath?
Or under any
Make a note of that.
Proof, Your Honor, proof of the man's total prowesslessness. He could be buried safely next to any woman.
He is a prince!
A king of a prince!
Your Honor, I ask you, who among us has ever been so loved by so many so obviously?
We are ready to judge.
Yes, sir.
The accusation against Foxwell J. Sly, lying over there as Exhibit A, was based on the statement of one single witness only. This testimony has been contradicted by more than several other witnesses, up to and including the put-upon woman, who accuses the accused of no unseemly conduct, even though she did find herself in the circumstances thereunder. Furthermore, the husband of the aforesaid harbors no suspicion, nor makes the charge that any act was committed on her corpus that was in any way delicti. Finally, the court feels that the miserable condition of the accused makes the possibility of an act of sex dependent only upon an act of God. Therefore, by the power vested in me by the Lord above and by California below, I hereby find the defendant, the soon-to-be late Foxwell J. Sly, not guilty. Simon Abel, since you are accused of complicity in what were charges against the accused, you are equally guilty of complicity in his innocence. You're both free to go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
As for you, Captain, I warn you to think twice before hauling upright citizens like this into court.
Ha! Upright.
Each one of them trustworthy witnesses.
Trustworthy witnesses. A thieving lawyer who keeps 10% for himself when he tells you the time? A cart off the street with a turnstile for bloomers. A husband who solicits his own spouse. Or my father, whose brain passed through his kidneys years ago. My word. No, my spit is worth more than all of their false testimony. Their prearranged perjury. He bought them all, and probably you in the bargain to save his pitiful neck from the rope.
Bought? A judge of San Francisco?
He's sucking around for a noose. You have slandered the witnesses, perjured the defendant, and impugned this court. I sentence you to 30 days in the hole. Take him out.
What? I get put away about these devils?
30 days more. I ought to throw the book at you. By God, I will throw the book at you.
Hooligans! Hit me!
You better get him home. If you don't make it, my funeral parlor is right next door. Court's adjourned.
My darn law!
Did you hear me defend you? I saved your life.
I saved some of it too.
It was my words that saved you. I told every kind of truth.
You don't have to move. Vision Mary's lying down.
With it all, how I pity the man. I will pray for him.
Don't pray too close, my dear. They'll never cease to amaze me. Each had so much to gain. Had the judge found us guilty, as indeed we are, each could have retrieved through the court with Sly's pulled through their noses. Yet each as a witness was as false as his smile. Any amusement they're giving me today is giving way to fear. Jail today, the docket. If the stakes are going to be raised this high, it's time I had more say in the game. The longer I play it this way, the longer I'm in danger. The longer I'm used as someone else's pawn, the longer I could be...
Sucking around for a noose.
Home free. If I'd bet on it before, I'd have been bluffing. We made it.
Only just, my boy, only just.
Oh, and that's the last word I've used for our trial. Mr. Sly, the ice we're skating on is getting thinner and thinner. Beholden as I am to you, I've got no say in things, but if I had my say, I'd stop going steady with danger. Mr. Sly, I've got to talk to you.
Talk all you want, just pack at the same time. My silk shirts in there, my links and my studs. Don't leave behind anything that glitters.
Does this mean what I hope?
We are pulling out before that flock of vultures flies in for the payoff.
And Miss Fancy produces the license?
Oh, how thoughtless of me. How terribly inconsiderate. I could have saved that dear woman much trouble.
You've got a wife?
In Toledo.
You never said you had one.
What is a man without a family? Especially one he could be without. No, I have no need for another license. I have bagged my legal limit. Just put it in there.
So we really are going
To a far better place.
Toledo?
Are you mad? We are hopping a clipper for the other side of the world. There are diamonds, my boy, in the ground in Africa, and the same fools walk the earth above.
Oh, your friends will totally unravel.
I just wish I could see their faces. But we have to make proverbial tracks.
Yes, sir. Sir?
I can.
You can, sir?
Yes, I can.
Can what?
I can see their faces. It's possible.
You can go and stay at the same time?
Exactly. I'll give that trio of swine a parting shot right between their shifty eyes. First, you'll summon the servants.
Our servants?
Send them out into the streets. Have them tell everybody.
Yes?
This gets better and better.
Tell them what?
That I'm dead.
Dead?
Dead! In a rigorous state of mortis. Wait to hear the next part.
I'm still working on the first.
The minute my friends come into the house, you will read them the new, the latest, the only bona fide and official will. All the while, I will be hiding in my bed, watching their sorrow at my passing. And then, the best part, they find out you are getting it all.
Me?
They learn I have made you my sole heir. They find out I have given them the finger from the grave. Oh, imagine their chagrin.
Chagrin? They'll separate me from my ass.
Oh, no, they won't. They will fly to their lawyers. Their lawyers will fly to lawyers. By the time the dust settles, you and I will be on board our clipper having dinner at the captain's table, trying to see if we can't talk him out of his wheel. Is this the only one you have?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we better buy some more. I'm down to my last will and testament. All right.
Sir, you're pressing our luck. It's foolish to stick our necks out again when we can get away so clean, so easy.
What? And not see them squirm once more? Not watch them bask in degradation one last time? Oh, the servants will be sad, of course. Their dear departed master. Yet people speak so well of the dead. It's a pity we're not born that way. Oh, my bag in here with the remains.
Abel, what is it?
Should we send for a priest?
One who's good at digging.
He's dead.
Clean through.
Oh,
It was the trial that did it. Poor old coot. Go, tell his friends. There'll be those that want to send their respects.
Yes, you must have strength. You must have friends. I'll take care of this.
Your family might like these.
You really are
a marvelous liar. I was getting ready to send myself condolences. Okay, now sit down and write.
Yes, sir. What am I writing?
My inventory, a list of everything that we're taking that they think is staying.
Exactly. Oh, someone, quick, write.
3 gold watches, 1 sterling silver snuff box, 1 English leather trunk.
Over at last!
Well, his life is over. His death is just beginning.
He did live to finish the will. He named his heir.
Named him loud and clear.
Abel, it's not another nap. He's really dead.
Oh, I only hope dying brought him some comfort.
And what are you doing here, sir?
Me? What are you doing here?
I'm here on the wings of grief, and I'll thank you to leave and stop figuring the estate.
Oh, me? Leave, that's a good one.
Unless you'd like to stay as a witness.
Oh, me, a witness, that's another good one, Abel.
Up and down the street. I knew it. I told you I'd outlive him, and I got hemorrhoids older than the years. What?
Come to buy and bargain, have you?
Nothing here's for sale.
Me buy. I got all I want. The only thing I need is more. I came to hear the will. The will's the word. And there's the music.
Of course. The will, Abel, read us the will.
There's the will.
Wait, we can't read it yet.
Why not?
We need a witness from the court. Everything must be done legal-like.
Swear.
I've waited long enough.
Time is money.
Abel, run across the street and tell the judge to come right away.
Right.
Abel, this ain't another one of Sly's dodges, is it?
Not this time, darling.
Well, why don't we just make sure? I got a foolproof test for telling if a man's got any life in him.
I was really buried by mistake once, right in the middle of a nap. Maybe a match on the soles of his feet.
Please, sake, you just want stab in the heart to make sure. It couldn't hurt a dead man to be a real service to anyone still alive.
That's which says the name. Funerals is my game. Combining sincerity and dignity at a price. I have buried some of the best in the West. My burials are outstanding. Many surviving families have come back for seconds.
What we really want, Your Honor, is a legal unsealing of the will.
Oh, Sly's dead, is he? Everyone seems to think so, yes, sir. Well, you better bring him down soon. They don't keep too well on these hot days. Yes, sir. All right, let me have your attention. Is the death of the deceased confirmed by all here present?
Yes, he's dead, and I'm not.
There was no doctor present at the end. There was not.
No, sir. No, doctor.
Then the man died peaceful. Do you recognize this as the last will of the deceased?
I do, Your Honor. I personally vouch for the document as having been written by my own hand. Only the names of the legator and the legatee were left blank. Those you'll find inserted in the handwriting of the dead man. Written, of course, while the aforesaid hand was still alive.
Lucky for you, I went to law school. You know that? All right, I will now break the seal and read. I, Boswell J. Sly, being wifeless and therefore practically childless, hereby make the following disposition of all my worldly wealth. In memory of the friendship he has always shown, his almost dog-like love and affection,
Dog-like.
and desiring to repay his devotion with a fit and proper reward, I name as my sole heir to be the unconditional possessor of all my goods and gold, my beloved companion and faithful servant, Simon Abel.
Abel? What does this mean?
Abel? Abel, I think I just shit.
Order in the bedroom!
This is treachery.
That document is a forged fake.
I contest it. You just said you wrote it. Well, I wrote it, but I didn't write it.
Something's rotten here. Sly absolutely assured me I was to inherit it all.
He assured me the same.
No, only me.
You lied. Sly and I were the only
Wrong.
I was the only. I was his friend. His best friend. I was a better best friend.
I was the closest. I gave him all kinds of gifts.
You gave him crap. I know because I sold you whatever you gave him, and I only sold you crap. I gave him gold, jewelry, fortune, my whole fortune. I willed him everything. Just inherited my own son.
Oh, your son. I gave him Mrs. Truckle, gave him my own wife.
What? Is that true?
I swear it.
You swore the opposite in court.
I probably didn't understand the question.
Then you lied.
Never. I would never lie under oath.
You're lying now.
I'm not lying. I didn't lie. No, I'm just telling two different truths.
Release the captain at once. Bring him here.
Yes, Your Honor.
An innocent man, a United States officer, a career patriot, in jail because of your lies.
My sailor boy.
You'll pay for this. They don't call me the hanging judge just because I'm well built.
Pray, now pray!
As for Foxwell J. Sly, I'm going to hang his corpse out and let it gulp a little wind before I plow it in a potter's field.
Oh, I just wish he could be alive to see himself hanged.
A little flame will fix this up.
Hold it. By your own testimony, this is valid. Therefore, the will remains in effect, and the aforesaid Abel over there is the sole and only heir.
Sooner the devil!
He rigged it in his face. It belongs to no one.
Well, if the estate is an orphan, I am sure that the court can find a very nice home for it.
Your Honor, if I may say a word, the farewell words of Foxwell J. Sly. Give back all I stole from my friends, he said. Beg them to forgive me so that I can face them when we meet once more. I make you my heir so you can return all the gold, the jewels, the silver I stole. Only as his heir can I keep this sacred vow.
You give me all my money back, my ring?
I'll slip it on you myself.
All I gave?
In full and more, if I'm the heir.
Oh, but you are. No one disputes it.
The will is perfectly legal. 100%. I wrote it myself.
Then no one objects to the disposition of the estate.
Yeah.
Well, we could always give the money to the poor.
Oh, bless you, sir.
The poor? They're the worst people to give money to.
They have no experience with it at all.
That's true.
Hey! Now go validate the parchment.
Just one request, sir. Spare Sly's remains, no disrespect. The miserable soul repented, and I'll be making good for him. Just let me take the body and bury it. Nothing fancy, no box even, a shallow hole. Sitting up if you like.
You're a good soul. You can throw the stiff in the bay for all I care.
That's a good suggestion, sir. I'll put a heavy rock in his robe.
You'll be lonely without him, but I shall comfort you.
Oh, we can start mourning first thing tonight.
Sweet boy.
Well, he's going to buy one right up the doodah.
Too late, Captain. The judge of the highest district has taken him.
Dead? Dead is he? No matter. I'll flay him like a baby. I'll chop him so fine he can be buried on a biscuit. Where is he?
Sir, you've been punished quite enough.
He has. I've just been released from a cell, fettered beyond belief. Roaches waited in line to bite me. My first meal crawled onto my spoon. I, just a few acts away from becoming a national hero, was forced to share quarters with a pimp, a pervert, and a mule molester. Oh, it's all been too much. If only I weren't so manly. I'd cry.
Sir, let my servants launch you into a hot bath. Sit and steam. Rest up for Sly's funeral. Miss Fancy, won't you lead the captain to the tub? Draw the water, warm and soothing.
I'll dip my hand in once in a while. Just to make sure.
Just to make sure. Yes. And now, let me invite you all to the farewell feast of Foxville J. Sly, a man we all agree died for the best. Ours will wine and dine and laugh at all the misers and misfits who are always losing what they have by forever wanting what they don't. Shall we say about 8 o'clock? Oh, nothing's too good for my friends. Make it 8:30.
My boy, naming you heir was the best thing Sly ever did.
Next to actually dying.
I always pitied you for having to lick his boots.
Well, he who licks last. And now, let me see you all later in your best and finest. There'll be wine and singing and girls in black silk stockings to remind us all of our grief. Tonight.
You were brilliant. Oh, it was all I could do not to applaud.
Thank you, sir.
One or two minor criticisms, but we can discuss those on the way to the war. I've got a carriage waiting round back. You know, that's twice today I've tweaked that judge. I may just be ready to take on the Supreme Court. Make sure we take the silver, but we will want to travel light.
Oh, yes, sir. The lighter, the better. And make sure to leave some room for this little ditty. No. No, I don't think so.
Pardon?
Well, the goblet is part of the estate, sir. It cannot be removed.
Very funny. Remind me to laugh on the boat. Come on, boy. Let's move.
Move if you like, sir. But I'm not leaving my house.
Your house.
And all that's in it. That you heard at the reading of the will, and the witnesses, and his honor.
Oh. You figure I've done myself in.
Well, who else but you could have outfoxed you?
I know. The IOUs. They're yours. You're free. Better than that. We're partners. 50-50. Half of everything I own is yours.
Sir, you haven't got anything left to give half away of.
It won't work, Abel.
Well, what do? Hold me into court? If that judge you double-tweaked today finds out you're still alive, he'll sentence you to life in front of a firing squad. No, sir, I'm sorry. But out of the mob of sole and only heirs, I am the sole, and far and away, the onlyest.
The son I never had.
You trained me well. Not just a little proud of me?
Maybe. In time.
Well, you better hurry, sir. Miss Fancy can't go on swabbing the captain's deck forever.
What? Oh. All right. Well, I'll leave it to you, having left it to you.
Good luck, sir.
Oh, same to you, whoever you do next. We had some good times.
Oh, we had some great times.
The widow with the wooden leg.
Getting the money belt off the midget.
Oh, yeah.
The identical twins.
Oh, except for the mole.
Which one had it?
I'll never tell.
I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, of course. Of course.
And mainly about the chest.
Chest? There are empty chests all over the world, waiting to be filled. There's only one way to take it with you, my boy. Send it on ahead!